All right, how's it going, guys? I'm just gonna make a couple videos here. This first one, just gonna do some hodgepodge, little currency conversion, and some of the financial math stuff along with it. So these files are also on Canvas. You can download them, take a look at them before you start them, and then come back and take a look at this video. Or you can just kind of follow along as we go. You may have to pause and whatnot to be able to see the problems before I completely go through them. But I'm just going to kind of do this on the fly here, and let's do some math. So first question, Danielle is going to a holiday for, you have to bear with me here with my writing. I will probably mess up quite a bit here and there. So here we go. Daniela, going on a holiday. South America, flies to Argentina, stopping on the Peru. Peru, she exchanges 85 United States dollars for Peruvian Nuevo Sol. Exchange rate is given to us here and a flat fee of commission of $5 US. So calculate the amount of pen she receives. So she, first of all, there's a flat rate of $5 US. So right off the bat, we know that we are only going to really be exchanging uh, 80 US dollars. And there's a couple ways that you can do conversions. You can set these up as a proportion. So for example, 80 US dollars is how many pen? We don't know. And so we can set that equal to our conversion rate that we're given, right? This. So I could set that equal to $1 US. So $1 US is 3.25 pen. And I could solve it that way. Notice if I set this up with a proportion, then my units, notice my units line up in terms of the fraction. I could also set this up using dimensional analysis and say that, so 80 US dollars, just stick that over 1 and then multiply by my conversion. But if I'm going to do it this way, I have to make sure my units cancel. So $1 and 3.25 pen would be on top. And so this way my units cancel. And in this case, I'm just multiplying, right? So I would be just multiplying straight across. Whereas with the proportion, I would have to cross multiply, which in the end, you would still just be multiplying 80 times the 3.25. So let's do that. 80 times 3.25, 260. So the amount of pen she receives is 260 exact on the money. There we go. So calculate the amount of pen we received, 260. At the end of her holiday, she has 370 Argentine pesos. She converted this back to US dollars at the beginning, and the bank charges a 4% commission on the exchange. The exchange rate is $1 for 9.6 ARS. And I don't know if my ink's going to cooperate. There we go. So first of all, we can do the commission. So the commission is just a percentage. So we can do the percentage at the beginning or at the end. It really doesn't matter. So let's just do the commission right off the bat, the 4%. So that means if I'm paying 4% commission on the exchange, then I can take, so 370 times 0.96. And that will represent the amount left that I actually am going to exchange. So that 4%, I'm taking off the original amount. And so if I multiply by 0.96, then that leaves me, this result leaves me with the amount that I actually get to exchange. So we have 370 times 0.96 and 355.2. So 355.2. 0.22. No, just 0.2. So for example, if this had been, just to clarify, if this, let's get different, if this 4% had been 6%, so 6% commission, then this number here that I would have multiplied by would have been 0.94. 0.94, I'd be left with 94% of the original amount. Okay. Now in this case, we have our commission accounted for, and so important to recognize what we still have. We still have the Argentinian pesos, so we still need to do the conversion. So again, you can set it up with a proportion. You can set it up with a dimensional analysis like this here, which I actually kind of prefer to do. So I'm taking this amount, right? Stick it over 1, and then multiplying by the conversion factor. And in this case, the 9.60 goes on bottom, and the $1 US goes on top. So in this case, you can see when I finish calculating this, this is set up as a multiplication problem. I'm multiplying across, but when I do that, I'm going to end up just taking 355. That's a 355.2 divided by the 960. So 355.2 divided by 960. 9.6, 37. So that it gives us US dollars, right? So 37 US dollars is what we receive in the end, okay, US dollars. Okay, so that's one of them. I'm going to actually skip, and I'm going to go down to number 12. So again, you can try those other ones. Feel free to. The materials I provide on Canvas, they do have keys in there as well of work. Otherwise, these would be questions that you can bring to the live conferences on Monday and Tuesday if you end up having some more questions yet. So question number 12 says, give all answers correct to 2 decimal places. So we deposit 8,000 pesos in a bank which pays a nominal annual interest rate of 15%, compounded monthly. So compounds per year is 12. Find out how much interest Diogo has earned after 2 years. So 2 years, how much interest? Okay, so we want to know total interest gained. So in the end, we're going to take the future value minus the present value, and the present value is the 8,000. So this is a financial app question. So remember, you go to apps, go to finance, TVM solver, right? So TVM solver. So right off the bat, I know a few things. I know the present value is 8,000. Just remember, put that in as a negative. Payment is still 0. Percentage is 15%. Capital N, remember, is taking the number of compounds per year times the number of years. So 2 is the number of years times 12 times per year. It's going to give us 24. And then remember, we don't really do anything with P/Y, the payments per year, but we need to change both of those. The compounds per year is what we really care about. But if you change the payments per year, it automatically changes the compounds per year. And then future value is what we want. So that's where I want to hit alpha, enter. And that is the amount that we then need to take. That's our future value, right? So then we need to subtract 8,000 from that. So here's a quick way to do so. Actually, I learned something from someone else here. You can actually just go into this line of work and just do minus 8,000 here. I've actually never done that before, but you can do that, and then it'll show you right there. So that's no longer the future value, right? That is the interest that is earned. So 2,778.81, right? So 2,778.81, and that is to 2 decimal places. So, oops, I guess that goes up here. And then so for the second part of this question is another financial app question. Carmen also deposited the Argentinian pesos. Her account pays a nominal annual interest rate of 17% compounded yearly. So that's just once per year. After 3 years, the total amount in Carmen's account is $10,000. Find the amount that Carmen deposited. So that's now. We want to know right now, how much did she deposit? We're given the future value. We're given the percentage. We're given the compounds per year is 1, and the total number of years is 3. So compounds per year, think about that. So for 3 years, we're compounding once per year. So it's just 3. 17% interest. Present value is what we want to know. So I'm going to leave that for a moment. I'm not going to clear it because your calculator doesn't like that. Future value is 10,000. 10,000. Right? Just double check that. Yep. Okay. And then again, we don't really care about payments per year, but we need to change that to a 1. So then it updates the compounds per year. And then we should be all set, right? So 1 compound per year, we're solving for, excuse me, present value. So notice the present value shows up as a negative, and that's okay. Just when you record your answer, you wouldn't need to write that as a negative. So negative 6,243.71. So 6,273.41. 6,200. Nope, messed that up. 0.71. Got that switched around there. Okay, let's go back. Where's that and that? 73. I think I did the same thing. Yep, I did. You guys got it. There we go. And again, that's the 2 decimal places. And that is, again, the Argentine money. So there you go. A little bit of work with some money conversions and the financial app. So go ahead and if you want to, check out the other video with just a few more general review topics in the Unit 6.